Okay. Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all. On behalf of our group, I would like to welcome you all today. For those of you who don't already know me, my name is Isha Jain, and I am glad to be here with you today. So, without wasting any moment, let's get started. Next. So, these are the topics which we are going to cover today. Types of superconductor. Type 1 superconductor, magnetizing curve of type 1 superconductor. Type 2, magnetizing curve of type 2 superconductor. High TC superconductor, comparison between type 1 and type 2 superconductors. Examples of type 1 and type 2 superconductors, and lastly the conclusion. Next. So, what are type 1 and type 2 superconductors? Superconductors can be classified into two categories, type 1 and type 2. Classification wholly depends on the behavior of superconductors under the application of external magnetic field strength. Next slide, please. Type 1 superconductor. So, in type 1 superconductor, as the critical field is reached, the entire specimen enters the normal state. Simultaneously, the resistivity returns, magnetization vanishes, and the field penetrates into the specimen. Due to their tendency to allow field penetration even for lower applied fields, they are also called as soft superconductors. And they have low critical magnetic field, which is denoted by Hc. And so, in simple words, I can you can understand that they are soft superconductor and were discovered first and require the coldest temperature to become superconductive. They exhibit a sharp transition to a superconduction state, where the temperature Tc at which this transition takes place is known as critical temperature or transition temperature, and Hc is the critical magnetic field, which is the minimum magnetic field, which when we apply to any superconductor, it is going to lose its superconductivity. Superconductivity state can also be called as perfect diamagnetism, where diamagnetism is the ability to repel a magnetic field completely. Some examples of type 1 superconductors are aluminium, lead, mercury, etc. Next slide, please. Magnetization curve for type 1 superconductors. So as we can see from magnetization curve, transition at Hc is reversible. So let me explain it. As we can see that the graph mentioned between the H, that is the applied magnetic field, and M, that is magnetization, we can observe that at a particular point Hc, the transition is taking place. When magnetic field reaches to the point Hc, the superconductor sharply loses its superconductivity and comes back to the normal state. This process is reversible. That is, if magnetic field is again lowered below Hc, then material again becomes superconductor. Next slide, please. Type 2 superconductors. Metal alloys or complex oxides are mainly type 2 superconductors. In type 2 superconductor, the transition from superconducting state to normal state is gradual. For such superconductors, two critical magnetic fields, lower and upper magnetic field, exist. Superconductors that exhibit partial Meissner effect are type 2 superconductors. Since they need large magnetic field to bring them back to superconducting state, they are also called as hard superconductors. All, all high temperature superconductors are type 2 superconductors. In simple language, we can say that they differ from type 1 in their transition from normal to superconducting state gradually across a region of mixed state behavior. Since the type 2 superconductor will allow some penetration by an external magnetic field into its surface, this creates some rather novel mesoscopic phenomena like superconducting stripes, also called vortex. Next slide, please. Now, magnetization curve for type 2 superconductors. As seen from magnetization curve, transition at Hc is not reversible. Vortex region is a thermodynamic state of a material characterized by coexisting resistive and superconductive subregions which form cores roughly 300 nanometer across. That's a heavy language. But in simple words, we can say that superconducting stripes or alternate subregions of resistivity and conductivity, which forms cores roughly 300 nanometers across, are called vortex regions. Vortex density increases with increase in field strength. In the given curve, we can observe that a mixed state in which some field lines are captured in the magnetic field vortices occurs only in type 2 superconductor within a limited region of the graph. Beyond this region, the superconductive property breaks down and this material becomes as a normal conductor. So these are the type 1 and type 2 superconductors. Now I would like to invite Yashwant for explaining the comparison between type 1 and type 2 superconductors and also high TC superconductors. Over to you, Yashwant.
Thank you, Isha. Good evening, everyone. As we seen above, what are type 1 and type 2 superconductors? From above, we know that to maintain a material at a superconducting state, we have to maintain them below their critical temperature. In real world scenario, it is quite difficult to maintain them at such low critical temperature. For example, critical temperature of mercury is 4.2 Kelvin, which is quite low. So with the time, scientists discovered some substance which demonstrates superconducting conductivity at temperature greater than 77 Kelvin, which are called high temperature superconductors. They represent entirely a new class of substance. Basically, high temperature superconductors are the salts of rare earth elements, which are mostly copper oxide containing elements. Example, hydrogen sulfide with critical temperature of 203 Kelvin, which is the only superconductor with highest critical temperature. Next slide, please. Now, we further see the difference between type 1 and type 2 superconductors. The first difference is in type 1, after some point, the loss of magnetization is very abrupt. And on the other side, in type 2 superconductors, the magnetization curve is not that abrupt. Because of abrupt transformation in type 1 superconductors, we have less critical magnetic field. That is why they are called soft superconductors. And on the other hand, type 2 superconductors require large magnetic field to destroy the superconducting properties. So they are called hard superconductors. Type 1 superconductors exhibit complete Meissner effect. And on the other side, type 2 superconductors doesn't exhibit Meissner's effect. Next slide, please. Type 1 superconductors have only one critical magnetic field, whereas on the type 2 superconductors, they have two critical magnetic field. One is low and another one is high critical magnetic field. Here are some examples of type 1 superconductor: aluminium, lead, and mercury. And type 2 superconductor examples are niobium, niobium germide, etc. Next slide. Here, here are some more examples of type 1 superconductors with their critical temperature and magnetic field. Type 1 superconductors: tin with critical temperature of 3.72 Kelvin and critical magnetic field of 0.030 Tesla. Mercury with critical temperature of 4.15 Kelvin, and critical magnetic field of 0.041 Tesla, and tantalum with 4.47 Kelvin and a critical magnetic field of 0.083 Tesla. Now we come to type 2 semiconductors. Try niobium with critical temperature of 18.05 Kelvin and critical magnetic field of 24.5 Tesla. Niobium germite with critical temperature of 23.2 Kelvin and critical magnetic field of 38 Tesla. And yet, at last, yttrium barium copper oxide with critical temperature of 93.95 Kelvin and critical magnetic field of 300 Tesla. Now, I would like to invite Isha to conclude the keywords of the topic. Over to Isha. Thank you.
Thanks, Yashwant. So we have came to an end to the presentation, and let's conclude it with some key points. There are two types of superconductors, type 1 and type 2 superconductors. Type 1 superconductors are low temperature superconductors and also known as soft superconductors. Type 2 superconductors are high temperature superconductors and also known as hard superconductors. Type 1 superconductors keeps out the whole magnetic field until a critical applied field Hc reached. Above that field, type 1 superconductor will no longer be in its superconducting state. Type 2 superconductor will only be keep the whole magnetic field out until the first critical field Hc1 is reached. Next slide, please. So these were the references which we took help from to create this presentation, and also guidance by respected MLV sir. Next slide, please. So it's been a pleasure being with you all today. Thank you all for your patience. I wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.
Okay, it was a good presentation.
Thank you, sir.
अच्छा लगा.
Thank you, sir.
चलिए नेक्स्ट.
थैंक यू सर.
एक्चुअली टाइम कम है, अपन अलग से डिस्कशन सेशन रखेंगे. तो 1 मिनट अटेंडेंस इस